Welcome back to Outside Line Media, and Ryan is on vacation this week. So luckily, not a ton going on this weekend, so we don't have a lot to talk about this week. So we figured we'd go ahead and get the NASCAR video out this week, so we at least have our predictions in place for this coming weekend, which will be at Michigan International Speedway. Going to be a banger weekend, and then next week we'll have a ton of content for you guys. We'll be up at Mid-Ohio Sports Car Course this weekend at the Michelin Pilot Sport Challenge, 4 hours of Mid-Ohio. Should be a ton of fun, ton of different racing classes racing there. It should be a great weekend overall. But last week we were at Nashville Super Speedway, and again, back on Prime, and it has been amazing. I've absolutely loved the races we've had on Prime. Ryan Blaney finally turned his luck around last weekend and was able to get a good points haul for Penske. Carson Hocevar also finished on the podium, and rounding out that podium was Denny Hamlin, with Joey Logano and William Byron rounding out the top 5. Overall, a pretty good race. The first half of the race was really good. And then the second half of the race was really just Ryan Blaney dominance. Watching it the whole time, you were kind of thinking, wow, where's it going to go wrong this time? But Ryan Blaney fans, your luck has finally turned around. Happy to see you guys getting a good result. Yeah, overall a good race. Not a ton in the news really for NASCAR, other than all the fans complaining about the race being on Prime. Prime is literally cheaper than what you pay for cable. Like, there are no complaints. You can get a 30-day free trial. I'm sorry you can't figure out how to work technology. We're getting a lot better We're getting a lot better numbers in the younger demographics on Prime than cable TV ever will. And if NASCAR wants to survive as a sport, I think this is a testament that they need to they need to welcome streaming with arms wide open, as Creed would say. But yeah, my predictions last week, Ryan will be phoning in his predictions, or I'll be giving them later. We'll see which one happens. But last week I had both Denny Hamlin and Carson Hocevar on the podium. I unfortunately had them switched. Didn't think Carson Hocevar was getting that P2. Had Denny in P2 and Carson in P3. But overall, not a bad call at all. Now the Chase Elliott win prediction. Yeah, he didn't do bad. It just wasn't really Chase Elliott's week. Not even really what I'd call a solid points haul. He finished P15 in the end. I had Michael McDowell hitting the apex. Holy airball. I had Penske missing the apex. Holy airball. But my biggest surprise of the weekend came in clutch with that no overtime. And after 5 of them last year, really was surprising only seeing 0 overtimes in Nashville this weekend. And that's what we love to see. Now, this coming weekend, we're in Michigan, a venue that I really wish we would see IndyCar return to, but NASCAR always seems to have pretty good races at Michigan. It's a very high-speed, mile-and-a-half track. Entry speeds of 220-ish, and it's just absolutely wild. Can't wait to see the racing on this track. I think it'll produce some really good racing. And I'm guessing I'll be watching it on our way home from Mid-Ohio or during the race in Mid-Ohio. But my top 3 starting in P3, I have Austin Cindric. P2, I've got Alex Bowman. And P1, I think Ryan's rubbing off on me a little bit. I've got Christopher Bell winning the race. I think C-Bell, he always does well on these tracks. And C-Bell's been looking a little bit lately. So I think this is the track that he's going to turn his form around at. I've got Kyle Busch hitting the apex. Ryan's absolute favorite driver in the world, Kyle Busch. Finally due for a good race. Missed the apex. Look, Ryan Blaney used all of his good luck this coming weekend. it's going to run out again, and he's not going to have a good race result. Now, my dark horse of the race, this is probably a hot take. I'm not even sure I fully believe it, but the vibes are there. I've got Shane Van Gisbergen as my dark horse of the race. I can't wait to see what happens with this. I think it'll be an amazing race, and it's going to go right on over to Ryan to tell you how his predictions did last week and what his predictions are for this weekend. So take it away, Ryan.
Hey guys, I'm on vacation, so doing a little virtual recording of my predictions for NASCAR at Michigan this week. Very excited for this race. So I'm gonna get right into it because I don't have any banter to go off with Patrick. So, and first for this race, I got William Byron winning. Runner-up last year. Think he'll just look good. That Hendrick does good on these kind of tracks, I think, and should be a good week for him. Second, I got Seabell. Got to represent my boy. They're one of those tracks where he's just notoriously good at. Didn't do great last year, but bounced back for sure, and he needs a good result. He's been kind of just hanging around in top 10, top 15 the past couple weeks. Silent while Denny's been right in the front, so hopefully good result. In third, I got Tyler Reddick, who won this race last year, but obviously that car is kind of taking a step back. Not really been a championship contender, but maybe this will be the week that he really gets his championship run going. Hitting the apex, I got Ross Chastain. He's been doing good. Obviously won a couple weeks ago. Carrying that momentum. He kind of seems to be the face of that team now, and hopefully he can continue that momentum. Missing the apex, I have to go back because last week I had him in the top 3. Joe Logano. He's gonna have a bad week. End up down low. I don't know where, but somewhere low. And for my dark horse of the race, I got Ty Gibbs. He came in third here last year, and I think he needs a good result, and I think this could be a good race for him. I'm really excited for that. Obviously, we're going to be at IMSA this weekend. I don't know when this video comes out, but content from there, and enjoy Patrick yapping with a stick figure picture of me.